followed by Tibogo Macheke, Sumudu Vitharana, Tyan van de Heuvel, uh, Galileo Matsefe, Seri Shang, Ayaka Kanada, Bianca Dyson, Elena Kusuda, Meg Ogawa, and Kyo Fujikawa. That comprises the playing 11 for Titans. Quickly moving on to Pacific Rays, starting with Nethmi Senaratna, Sandali Veerasinghe, McKinley Blows, Grace Dignam, Grace Mitchell, Vivian Field, Hinas Goto, Noho Yasumuto, Palak Gundesha, Mamta Kaswan, and Saheli, beg your pardon, it's Saheli Ashishani. So it's pretty exotic lineup on both sides. A lot of homegrown Japanese players will also take part, and we've got a confirmation as well with regards to the toss. It's Pacific Rays who won the toss, and they've chosen to field first. Unfortunately, we've had quite a lot of rain around. Yesterday, there were a few fixtures that were washed out, and even the this game has been impacted due to wet outfield. The sun is out, so that's a positive indication. The groundsmen have worked tirelessly to get the ground ready, water free. And as you can see, the game has been reduced to 10 overs per side, so it's going to be a pint size 10 over contest between Titans and Pacific Rays. And as you can see, the two umpires are out in the middle, standing next to the pitch, and they're just having a look at the surface. They want to ensure that the ground conditions are fit and safe for the players to take field. And from the looks of it, I think the weather has cleared out, looks a lot better compared to what it was yesterday. There you go. I think all we are now waiting for is for the players to arrive. So we should get up and running very shortly. So there you go. The players slowly emerging from the sidelines. It looks like we've got the two openers out from Titans, and the fielders are also out there in the middle. And soon enough, this field will spread. The players will take their respective positions, and we will have a lift off here. We are in this beautiful ground. Um, we're here in Japan, and it's a very lovely place, a very picturesque ground as well, as you can see. Good thing is the weather has cleared out, and we'll expect a lot of action, mind you. 10 over game, and both teams will be hungry for a win. Leading into the final, they would want to make a very solid statement. We can expect some fireworks because it's a 10 over contest, and not a lot of deliveries to play with. And we can expect Titans to really start accelerating from ball number one. No time for slip ups, really. And as you can see, the field is getting ready. There'll be three fielders on the leg side and five on the offside. So, pretty packed leg side field, I would say. No slip in position. We're going to see ball number one. There you go. Shape straight away. And guess what? She's got the breakthrough. First ball. Field is on fire. And she's got Pacific Rays off to a flying start. Let's have a look at the dismissal. She was right on the money. There was nothing wrong with the delivery. The batsman was beaten all ends up. She was not expecting the ball to shape in that much in the air. She was not expecting that early movement, but Field has got the breakthrough, and Titans struggling. They've lost their wicket. They've lost their first wicket without a run on the board. So some early signs of trouble for Titans. Field was absolutely immaculate with her line and with her length. Got so much movement in the air as well. Geez, she's certainly a very exciting prospect to watch out for, and she's made an immediate impact with the ball. I was talking about batters dominating early doors. I don't think it's going to be very easy for the opening batters. They lost a wicket first ball. You don't want that as a batting side. The last thing you want is a wicket in the very first ball. Just disrupts your momentum really, and it puts you in a very bad place. This time on the money once again. A touch fuller from Field with Harana. Very watchful. She's very mindful of the fact that the ball can come back in and knock her timber. I think we can expect quite a lot of swing movement in the air from Field and from her teammates as well. Now that's been nicely clipped away. First runs for Titans, and with Rana opens her account with a couple of runs on the leg side. Now that will settle some nerves. Bat on the ball, that's what you want. And Field just getting her radar a little too straight on that occasion. Vitrana was able to flick that one away. Well, as a batter, you need to wait for the bad balls. Oh, now this is also close. This is close. Oh, I think she may have got some willow on that because that looked very adjacent from here. Once again, Field getting a lot of movement in the air. That inward movement troubling the Titans batters quite a bit. Now, can she get the ball to shape away? No, shapes back in, but this time nicely timed straight to the fielder. Can't pierce the infield there. We've seen some really good bowling, some disciplined bowling early doors from Field, and I'm hoping to see that her teammates also follow suit. There's plenty of bowling to be done. Oh, now that's a pretty high full toss, a juicy full toss. Vitarana was able to get some bat on it. Now, is it too high? What do the umpires think? She gets away with it. And that's a very successful first over for Field and for Pacific Rays. It's 3 for 1 after 1. Change of bowling. Macheke still off strike. Vitharana has been able to middle the ball quite nicely. Yasumoto will start off the second over. Left arm over the wicket, I believe. Oh, nicely ball Yorker into the block hole. Perhaps a bit too straight on the pads. Vitharana was undone momentarily. Now, Yasumoto, what line she's going to bowl, what will be her ideal length? I think that is what we need to see. You can't be too full or too short. You have to be in between. That's much better. A very testing delivery, I should say. A little bit of a hint of inward movement, not a lot, but that's enough to test any batter in a format like this. So I think Pacific Rays will be happy with the way things have panned out. They won the toss, the coin fell in their favor, and I think they've made the right call. They've decided to bowl first. There will be quite a lot of moisture, and that is something they can take full advantage of due to the overnight rain. But as the game progresses, I think the surface is going to ease out. Now, oh no, what has happened there? That could have been wicket number 2, and Macheke was the batter who had her heart inside her mouth. That could have been the end of the road for her. She survives, and the catch has gone down. Could turn out to be a costly miss, but at this level, you're supposed to take them. Nevertheless, they'll have to put that behind and focus on the next few deliveries. So Macheke eventually gets off the mark. She survives a scare. But we're seeing some good bowling from Yasumoto and from field. Nicely punched down the ground, mid-on in position. Oh, could be trouble, could be trouble. A bit of hesitation in the middle while running between the wickets. And you can clearly see the squeeze has been on. Okay, there's no respite whatsoever for the batting side. Just 5 runs on the board, 1 wicket lost, last ball of the second over. Once again, a little too straight. Yasumoto, she hasn't done anything wrong in this over. Could have had a wicket as well, but it's been a very fine first over from her. It's 6 for 1 after the completion of 2 overs. So no guesses, it's going to be field with the ball in hand again. And I think it might be her last over since it's a shortened game, 8 overs to go. Oh, nice little movement in the air. Vitharana was not expecting a lot of movement in the air. She does well, really well to get some bat on it, keeps that one away. So in a shortened 10 over game, 2 overs is the most a bowler can bowl. Field is into her second over. Can she find another scalp? Now then, a little fuller on that occasion. There was room on offer with Rana looking to blast that one through the offside, gets an inside edge. No timing on that whatsoever. And she's looked very threatening with the ball. Once again, room on offer. Not entirely out of the middle of the bat. With Rana slightly disappointed with herself. She probably realized there was a little bit of room on offer. She could have got the placement right, but we've seen three consecutive dot balls now. This is real pressure for Titans. How well do they break from the shackles? Not like that, I'm afraid. Vitharana has played a rash shot against a bowler who's been dominating the proceedings so far. She gets the ball to shape back in a long way in the air. And look at that. She's bowled through the gate, hits the timber. Field gets her second wicket. And Titans continue to falter. They're 6 for 2, 2.4 overs done. Fielding team right at the top. Pacific Rays can't do anything wrong. And Field is really breathing fire at the moment. And we are into the third over, and she's bowled some really good deliveries. The line, the length, they've been consistent, and more importantly, what has worked in her advantage is the movement which she's getting in the air. Lovely little movement, and unfortunately, the Titans batters have been all at sea really. They're just not able to come in terms with what's happening, and that shot from Vitrana could have been avoided. Um, something had to give really, because after three consecutive dot balls, the pressure was building, and she wanted to release some pressure, but in the end, oh no, what has happened? Is that a wicket? I probably felt that the umpire was almost about to lift his finger, but that also looked very adjacent. De Huvel missed out on a low full toss. Now there's a little bit of confusion, but the batter is walking. De Huvel is walking, so two back-to-back wickets for Field, and she is absolutely demolishing the Titans' batting lineup. Not sure, there was a little bit of confusion in the middle, but clearly she was struck plumb in front of the stumps, missed a low full toss, and Field is on a hat trick. Can you believe it? Look at her figures, 3 for 3, and I think half the job is done for Pacific Rays. The entire top order has been in total disarray. Titans, what can they do to pull themselves from this hole? They really find themselves in a very tricky situation. Field is on a hat trick, and the new incoming batter will have to face the music. It all started with Rana, who played a very rash shot looking to go down the ground. And when you're not settled, when you're not picking the deliveries, you're better off not playing those shots. But her dismissal has opened the floodgates really for the fielding side, and Field at the top of of her mark, beg your pardon. And look where she's standing. She's exposing her leg stump. Hat trick ball coming up. Could it be her moment? Oh, down the leg side. Matsepe has just survived a scare. The last thing you want is getting bowled around your legs. Matsepe will have to be very mindful that she's exposing her leg stump, and now still you can see some portion of the leg stump. She's standing almost around off stump, and if she misses, and if she's struck on her pads, she could be a goner. Two consecutive wides down the leg side, and it's happening because Matsepe is standing too straight, and I think Field just has to ball a little wider and get the ball to shape back in. She's been such an exciting prospect with the ball, a bit like that, but there was not enough movement. Matsepe just manages to survive, gets that one away, a scratchy single. She opens up her account, but look at the score: 9 for 3 after three. Concerns for the Titans. So we are about to see the first bowling change of the match. The left arm pacer, I think she bowled pretty well. She could have had a wicket, but the catch went down. I think she should have had another over, but Dignam has got the ball in hand. So spin introduced in the fourth over. Let's see how she goes about her business. Left alone, very watchful, Matsepe. And that's what happens when you lose wickets too early. You slip back into your shell, and in a limited overs game, you can't be really far behind. You can't get into your shell. You can't stay in your shell for too long. You've got to break from the shackles. Now this is also closed. Was there some bat involved? They hurry through for a quick single. What's the umpire's decision? No response from the umpire, which means there may have been some contact with the bat, but that was a very good delivery. Oh no, he's signaled leg byes, so a very belated decision from the umpire. Well, that was pretty good shout from Dignam. He certainly kept the stumps in business on that delivery. Good little flight there, whipped away. Has she found the gap? Not quite. Good bit of fielding there by the fielder at long on. A handy couple of runs. Titans desperately need some runs under their belt. The scoring rate, look at that. Under 4 in a shortened 20 over game. Not acceptable, especially when you've lost 3 wickets early doors. You're really not helping yourself, are you? But make no mistake, the bowling has been phenomenal, especially from field. Really set the tone with the new ball. She bowled such a devastating spell. We'll not see her again in this match, in this innings. But she's done her part. Now that's been heaved away uppishly towards long on. So this is good bit of batting from both Matsepe and Macheke. They're trying to go after the spinners. They know there won't be a lot of turn on this surface. Yes, there will be a lot of swing movement, but there may not be a lot of turn. The ball will skid on to the bat. They'll have to be very watchful when the ball is a little tossed up, comes a little slower through the air, because you don't want to get deceived in the flight. They scamper through for a quick single. Smart running between the wickets, and they've got 4 runs of Dignam's first over. It's 14 for 3 after 4. So we're almost approaching the halfway stage of the Titans innings, and clearly, by looking at the score line, you can say the bowling team, correction, has dominated, and they've gone hard at the batters, and especially Field, who absolutely crippled the top order. Titans struggling big time. So spin at both ends. Senaratna into the attack. Nicely drilled. Now did the ball carry to the fielder? May have fallen just short of her. You don't want to be too full as a spinner on this surface where there's not enough turn. Slightly quicker through the air, but Matsepe does really well to clip that one away on the leg side. So there are some gaps inside the 30-yard circle, inside the inner ring, I should say. The fielders are almost on the edge of the circle, which means if you just play it with soft hands, there, there are runs in the offing. Slaps it through the offside. Through extra cover runs for Macheke. She'll come back for the second run. Now that was powerfully struck, but the field is spread, and as you know, the power play has been lifted, so they can have more fielders outside the inner ring. So there was protection in the deep. So just a couple of runs for Masheke, but that shot will make her feel a little better. Plays it back to the bowler on that occasion. Senarata collects it on the bounce. So Titans have not really struggled while scoring against the spinners. They had a hard time against the Pacers though. But against the spinners, they are quite happy to attack. They're quite happy to force the issue. But they've got to be careful. You don't want to lose another wicket. You don't want to expose your middle order too soon. Just one ball to go before we reach the halfway stage. Very loopy delivery, much slower through the air, straight to the fielder. Good looking shot, but for no run. 5 overs done. We have officially reached the halfway stage of the innings. Titans have got 17 runs on the board for the loss of 3 wickets. So Veera Singh introduced into the attack for the first time. Now we are seeing a plethora of spin bowling options from Pacific Rays. They've got lots of spinners in their arsenal. Nicely played. Played it with soft hands. And I think that's what you need to do. We've seen 5 overs now. We are into the sixth over. We've not seen any boundary. Uh, so if you're not able to get those boundaries regularly, your best bet would be to rotate the strike. Just like that. Ensure that there are not too many dot deliveries. Oh, a bit of a misfield. Will they come back for the second? Yes, they do. And that's what they need to do. They need to be very, very active while running between the wickets. They've got to realize that there's a scoring opportunity almost every ball. Yes, big shots will be hard to come by, especially when you're three down this early into the innings. But yeah, we are seeing a partnership between the two. Shuffles across on that occasion, clips it away to short fine leg. And I think Pacific Rays will need to find a way to restrict these singles because now the pressure is getting released with every run. The partnership is just flourishing a little bit, and Matsepe and Masheke are breathing easily. You just want to choke them. Now this has to be out. Oh dear. Matsepe has chipped that one high in the air, a very loose stroke that could have been avoided. A partnership was building, they were getting back on track. Veera Singh tosses that one up, induces a false shot, and the ball pops up in the air and a simple catch by the fielder at short extra cover. So Titans have lost their fourth wicket. It's 21 for 4. So the third wicket partnership for Titans was a promising one. They have done a little bit of recovery, but not enough. Field was destructive early doors with the new ball. Then there was a little bit of resistance from the third wicket stand, and now Veerasange has delivered the fourth breakthrough for her side. bowling her first over, and she's made an early impact. She's having a bit of a chat with her skipper, new batter in the form of Dyson, left-handed batter, and she will correction, that's Chang, left-handed batter who's out there in the middle over the wicket to her. Very, very watchful at the stumps. Veerasange bowling a very tight line. And I think that's where you'll have the most amount of success as a spinner. Perhaps a little too straight on that occasion. And that will bring us to the end of the over. Just 4 overs to go in this innings. Titans struggling at 21 for 4 after 6. So at the moment, the Pacific Rays captain more than happy to persist with her spinners. She wants to keep probably 2 overs in the death for the seamers, I reckon. Chips it in the air and just over the infield. A risky shot. There was an element of risk involved in that shot, that's for sure. We saw a similar sort of shot being played in the last over, which resulted in the dismissal of a batter there. On this occasion, Macheke just manages to clear the infield and she moves into double figures, 11 of 12. She's probably the highest run getter for her side as of now. Fires it down the leg side, clips it away. Can we see the first boundary of the innings? Yes, we do. Senaratna firing that one down the leg side just gets her radar wrong, and all Masheki had to do was get some bat on it and deflect it away towards the boundary for a four. There were two fielders behind square on the leg side, and she was able to bisect the gap quite perfectly. And that boundary will make her feel a lot better. It will get her confidence up. We had to wait almost 6.5 overs to see the first boundary of the match. So it's been tough going for the batters. Perhaps a sign of things to come. Maybe in the second innings, it could get the batting could get a lot harder. We just never know. I was expecting some fireworks early doors, but I was proven wrong. There is definitely something in it for the bowlers. These are very helpful conditions if you are a quicker bowler. Even as a spinner, you can keep it very tight. There's moisture on the surface. There's a little bit of grass coverage. Ball could skid on, and it can bounce invariably on a certain occasions. So as a bowler, it will definitely keep you interested. Now Senaratna switches to round the wicket. Macheke holding the Titans innings together. Now can Titans get close to 50? I don't know if they can cross the 60 run barrier, but even a score of 50 on this surface will give them some cushion. It'll give their bowlers some cushion, something to defend. Nicely balled, well played, watchfully defended from Chang. She's yet to get off the mark. She's faced three deliveries, and she's seeing all the batting from the other end. Masheke having total control. So far, she's scoring at a very healthy rate. Masheke 16 of 14 in such a dire situation where the overall scoring rate is just above 4. So she's done her part, but she's got some unfinished business, that's for sure. And I'm afraid Senaratna will have to reball that. Still a very productive over. 8 runs in this over, perhaps the most expensive over we have seen so far in this innings. Still not a very bad one from Senaratne. But can she pick up a wicket? Yes, she does! She does! She finishes off her spell with a wicket. So that wide was probably a blessing in disguise for Senaratne. Half the Titan side dismissed. We'll have a look at the replay. Lovely bit of flight there. The ball went straight on, no turn whatsoever, and middle stump pegged back. And Chang will be kicking herself big time. She failed to open her account, played a rash shot, and she's dismissed for a duck. 7 overs done. It's 29 for 5. Well, this is a sorry looking score for Titans, 29 for 5, 3 overs to go. Wickets falling in quick succession. We haven't seen Pacific Rays bat in the second innings, but so far I can tell you this has been a very poor show with the bat. But Macheke continues to attack. She's just swept that one away over square leg. So she's getting some runs for her side and she wants to take the attack to the bowlers. This is really good sign from her. This is a good sign for Titans as well. So she does not want to give up without a fight. She wants to take the game deep and she wants her side to bat all the remaining 17 deliveries. Steps out this time, blasted through the offside. Catch goes down, but that was a tough one. If my memory serves me correctly, that was probably the captain who dropped a relatively tough chance. I was hit with a lot of power, lot of force. I was certainly flying like a tracer bullet. Would have been a big wicket. Would have been a huge moment in the game. The bowling has been outstanding. Fielding, I reckon, could have been a little better from Pacific Rays' point of view. They dropped a very easy catch in the second over of the innings, and then they dropped another catch in this over, just a delivery ago. But that was a very tough chance. So fielding can be a little bit better. That's a low full toss that's been heaved away. Easy pickings for Canada. And she'll be very relieved that she got a delivery like that and she was able to open her account first ball. Played on the back foot. Just opens the face of the bat and dabs it to back foot point. So run scoring still on the lower side, 4.5. Few overs ago it was 3.5. Now it's around 4.5, and they're gradually inching towards the 40-run mark. But can they get to 50? If they get a 50, their bowlers will have something to defend at. That's for sure. But anything less than that, they'll be struggling. Inside edge on that occasion, they'll have to take the runs. Doesn't matter how the runs come now. Just 2 overs to go after this one, and clearly, it's been a disappointing effort with the bat. The innings is not done yet. Macheke is still out there. She's batting on 20 of 17. Impressive knock, impressive cameo from her so far, but she's got to apply the finishing touches. Tossed up down the leg side, and she manages to paddle that around the corner. Will be a handy couple of runs for Macheke and for Titans. And she's been able to find the gaps regularly. And she's batting with a lot of positivity out in the middle. After 8, Titans are 37 for 5. So Yasumoto back for her second over. She bowled a very tidy over at the start. Could have had a wicket. She's very unfortunate that she finished wicketless in that over. Now she's bowling to Canada, left-hander. What's the line gonna be like? Slightly wavered on that occasion. Starts off with a wide. These runs will help. These runs will certainly help Titans. Score moves on to 38. 12 legal deliveries left. If they make the most of it, score at a runner ball almost, it'll take them to 50. And they'll be pleased with that effort. And they'll have to ball well though in the second half. Because 50 by no means is a good enough score. But under these conditions, you just never know. Chips it just over the bowler's head. Not entirely in control of that shot. But they take a single. Canada off strike. Macheke has done the bulk of the scoring. She's scored, I think, more than 60% of her team's runs. 22 of 18. The entire team score is 39. Out of those 39, 22 have been scored by Macheke. Few runs coming in the form of extras as well. So clearly, other batters have not been able to join the party, but the game is not done yet. Titans will have to bat a little sensibly, and they'll have to just score with a bit of an intent. And Mishake is showing that positive intent. Slaps it down the ground, and mid-off gets around it. Saves a few runs for a side. So 10 legal deliveries left in this inning. Score moves on to 40 after that single. Yasumoto, can she pick up a wicket? And they'll be more than happy to see the back of Macheke. I think she's been someone who's resisted Pacific rays. Down the leg side now. Was there something along the way? Was there a touch? I think there was. No response from the umpire. Yasumoto just struggling with her line. Left hand, right hand combination, just creating a few problems for her, I think. That would have been a very ideal delivery to a right handed batter. But since Canada is left handed, that ball was not a very good one from her. Once again, getting it too straight, clips it away straight to short fine leg, and a quick single taken by Canada. 2 balls to go in this over. They are dealing in singles. Titans are dealing in singles. We've only seen a solitary boundary in this entire innings. Can we see another one? Can we expect another boundary from Titans in this over or in the following over? Macheke on strike. She was the one who hit the boundary. Shuffles across, lofts it down the ground, high in the air, but no distance on that occasion. Ball lands in vacant territory, and they have stolen a couple of runs here. Running between the wickets has been really good, especially from Macheke. She knows that the boundaries have dried up, and her best bet is to run aggressively between the wickets. And right now, she's setting up an example for her side. 43 runs on the board. Last ball of the penultimate over coming up. Nicely bowled, well played, but square leg fielder cuts it off. Can't get it past her. End of the over, 9 overs done. 44 for 5, Titans. So Dignam is tasked with bowling the final over of the innings. It'll be interesting to see if it's the right call made by the captain, fielding side captain. You don't want to bring your spinners towards the death. And Titans have been able to score quite freely against the spinners. They've had a tough time against the Pacers. So it'll be interesting to see how Dignam goes about containing the flow of runs in this last over. 44 on the board, Macheke on strike, and Titans would want to get over the 50-run mark. That's for sure. That'll be a bare minimum for them. Need to get at least 50. They are within touching distance. Round the wicket. Steps out, low full toss, hammered down the ground, long on in position, cuts it off. Good field placement from the captain. Long on and long off are out. And it's the final over of the innings. Certainly, she expects Titans to take some risks. So that's why they have those two fielders down the boundary. And now some field changes on the leg side. And looks like Dignam wants to reinforce the leg side boundary. There will be a few boundary riders on the leg side. So will Canada be eyeing that part of the boundary? We'll have to wait and see. But at the moment, as you can see, they're taking a little bit of time to set the field. Now, leading edge goes up in the air, lands safely. And Canada was looking to play it on the leg side, and the ball ended up on the offside. But still, a single. It doesn't do a lot of damage. Brings Macheke on strike, who will be looking to go big. Clearly, now just 4 balls to go. Now is the time to really put the foot on the accelerator. Down the leg side, she probably got some bat on it, I reckon. Plays it very late, plays it fine, but not fine enough. Fine leg cuts it off. We're halfway through the 10th over, 47 on the board. 3 singles on the trot for the Titans. Now, Canada, can she surprise us by playing a breathtaking stroke? Now is the time to pull off that shot. Oh, clean her up. That's gone through her defenses. Dignam strikes. And Canada was looking to work it away on the leg side. Gets beaten by the length and the trajectory of the ball. And that's how her innings has ended. Look at that. Ball keeps just a little bit low as well. And straight through her defenses and hits the timber. 6 wicket down. More importantly, it's a dot ball for Pacific Rays. And I think that's what they'll be focusing on. They want to ensure that there are not too many runs now. 2 balls to go. If they can keep Titans below 50, it'll be a big boost for them. But they'll know they'll have a tough run chase up ahead. Surface by no means is batting friendly, as we've seen. And if Titans can ball well in the second half, we could have a game on our hands. So Dyson, another left-hander, comes out to the middle, chips it in the air, a bit of an outside edge, and it has fallen safely. This will bring Macheke on strike. Now, this will just be a free hit really for Macheke, and she'll have to take her chances now. 48 on the board. She's been the pick of the batters for Titans. She's held the Titans innings together, and she's prevented them from falling apart. Last ball of the innings, uses her feet, launches it down the ground. Is it big enough? Has she found the gap? She's running hard. She's completed the second run, and they will settle for a couple of runs. So Titans finish exactly on 50. Lost 6 wickets to get to the score. Terrific piece of bowling from Pacific Rays. They have done really well to restrict Titans to 50. And the target for the run chase is going to be 51. Here's a look at the batting card. The top or the openers, Dormehel and Vitarana, unable to get going. Vivian Field was destructive at the top, But look at that, Macheke really fighting fire with fire. 30 of 24. She was the pick of the batter. She's the only batter to reach double figures. And as you can see, a sorry looking batting card for Titans. The other batters not contributing enough. Three ducks registered by the Titans batters as well. So poor performance with the bat, but Masheki has done her part. And there you see Vivian Field, correction. The pick of the ball is 3 for 6. She was in menacing form with the ball. And then a wicket each for Dignam, Satarana, and Verasange. Yasumoto bowled really well, but she missed out. She's the only wicketless bowler. But overall, a combined bowling effort has restricted Titans to 50, and the target will be a meager 51 in 60 balls. Time for a short break. We shall be back for the run chase very shortly. Stay tuned, everyone. So, welcome back, everyone. We are minutes away from the run chase. Pacific Rays have a target on the board. They've got a target to chase, and it's a meager 51. Doesn't look like a very, very big target on paper, but given the way the surface has behaved, I think 51 is going to be a very tricky score, especially if they lose wickets up front. So, a good start is essential from the two openers to ensure that the first 2 3 overs they don't lose any wickets. And once you have wickets in hand, we've always seen in the shortest format, if you've got wickets in hand, you can go ballistic towards the back end. But when you lose too many wickets quickly early doors, then then you're struggling, and that's exactly what we saw from Titans. They were just not able to neutralize the threat from field, and that's why they were really far behind very early in the game. Still, they managed to put on a decent score thanks to Macheke's fighting knock of 30. She really saved the day for Titans, that's for sure. Now, all the focus is on Pacific Rays. How well do the batters apply themselves on a pitch like this? And there you go, straight away some mind games. Keeper standing up to a medium pacer. Uh, they want to go all in. Titans do not want to leave any stone unturned. They don't have a big score to defend, anyways. First ball of the run chase, very wayward down the leg side. Should be the first run of the run chase. It is the first run of the run chase. Uh, exactly 50 runs now needed in 60 balls. Um, Not the start Titans were hoping for. The bowler gets a radar way too wrong. Chang has to do a little bit better than that. Senaratha and Blows are the two openers for Pacific Rays. Blows facing down the leg side in the air, and has she put that down? I think went straight to her. Oh dear. That was pretty ordinary delivery, I must say, from Chang. And Blows, all she does is pull it straight to the fielder at fine leg, and I think she's put down a sitter early on. And now that could have been the first wicket of the run chase, and Titans would have been well on top. An opportunity goes begging. Nicely balled, much better line, much better length, a little bit of movement away off the pitch. I think Chang has bowled well to the right hander, but she struggled against the left hander a couple of deliveries ago. Almost had her first breakthrough. Once again, a little wider. Senaratna gets it off the toe end of her bat. I think the only way Titans can win from here is by picking up wickets. They cannot allow the game to drift deep. With wickets in hand, it's going to be a very easy affair. Now, what has happened there looks like the keeper is in some discomfort, and she'll require some attention, that's for sure. The umpires will also have a look at it. They'll try to get their assessment right, and we'll experience a bit of a stoppage in play. Looks like she took a bit of a blow while stopping the ball, which came off the toe end of the bat, and there's the physio. And he's got his work cut out, that's for sure. So, halfway through the first over, 2 runs on the board for Pacific Rays. Um, we'll resume very shortly in just a few minutes' time. Stick around with us. Right then, we are all set to go, and the physio has done remarkably well. He's done his job, and we're all set to go once again. It's pretty annoying when you get these kind of delays first up. And looks like the keeper has been changed. There's been a change of keeper. Way down the leg side. She gets some bat on it, helps it on its way. But has she got enough on it? It's going to be a bit of a teaser, but the ball will win the race. First boundary of the run chase. And I have to say, I'm afraid it's a very poor delivery from Chang. You can't be bowling in such a fashion when you have such a low score to defend. There's no fine leg in position. There's so much space on the leg side, and she had all the time in the world to dispatch that one away to the boundary. So this is a good start, a positive start for Pacific Rays. Still early days into the run chase, but they've got 6 runs on the board. They've reduced the deficit somewhat in this over. Now this is a good ball, a good comeback ball at the stumps. Little bit of movement away. Ball probably holding its line a wee bit, and I think that's what she needs to focus on. That's the area she needs to ball consistently enough, and we haven't seen deliveries in that channel very often from her in this over. Last ball of the over. Once again, getting it too straight, too leg side-ish, clipped away. Will it be a second run? No, they'll decide against the second run. Sensible call this from the two batters after the completion of one over. Pacific Rays are 7 for none. So just received confirmation that it's Macheke, the pick of the batters in the first innings, took a blow while fielding, and she's no longer going to take part as the wicket keeper. She is no longer going to be behind the stumps. Um, Time for a change in the bowling. It's Kusuda who's got the ball in hand. Nicely punched off the back foot, but can't get it past the fielder there. Good looking shot from Senarata. She's got a bit of a move on. It's a decent start for Pacific Rays. Controlled start. They could have lost a wicket early on. Now down the leg side again. Fine leg is not in position. You can't be bowling there. She has whipped that one away on the leg side. It's going to be a bit of a teaser, but the ball slows down in the outfield because of the heavy overnight shower. Just takes the pace off the ball. So it's just a couple of runs. Could have resulted in a boundary, but that's not an ideal line to bowl at all. They've taken 3 runs. So it was not a couple, it was 3 runs taken. Score moves on to 10. And just 41 runs needed now. So every over they're trying to minimize the deficit, and they're scoring at a very decent rate, 7.5. And that will be a wide. That will help Pacific Rays, but that will not help Titans one bit. Every run is now going to get Pacific Rays closer to their target. Down the leg side again. Couple of wides for Kusada in this over. Score jumps to 12. 39 more needed. It's already getting too easy. Now, Titans will have to ensure that you don't want to give this game in a plate to Pacific Rays. Bowling hasn't been really immaculate. Now we have seen a hat trick of wides. Kusada is getting her radar wrong. That would have been a perfect delivery to a right handed batter, but because Blows is batting left handed, that ball just went down the leg side. So, three back to back wides in this over. Scoring rate has not been an issue for Pacific Rays. Now, she got the placement right on that occasion, punches it off the back foot between the two fielders at point. Handy couple of runs. So 8 runs in this over. We're only halfway through this over, and they've managed to get 8 runs. And look at the scoring rate, 10 runs per over. So they are flying. I have to say we've only seen one boundary in this run chase, but by looking at the current score, they're clearly flying. 36 now needed. So they need something. They need something out of the ordinary, Titans, if they want to pull things back. And I think a good starting point for them would be to restrict the flow of runs first, dry up the runs, create a bit of a panic or a bit of a frustration for the two batters out in the middle. That can probably induce a false stroke, and that is when you could be in business as a bowling side. But at the moment, they are able to get runs quite easily. They don't really have to break a sweat. As you can see, they're getting extras, they're able to knock it around, there are gaps on offer. So they're breathing easily. They're certainly breathing easily. 35 needed in 8.1 overs. So they've got all the time in the world to get themselves in. And they have got themselves in some fashion. 2 overs done. It's 16 for none. So we've seen the first bowling change of this run chase. Dormel into the attack. First signs of spin in this run chase. We're into the third over. Chips it down the ground. And I think she's just cleared the fielder at mid-off. Possibly there was a catching opportunity. Lowe's will be very fortunate. She'll be thanking her stars that she got away with it. She tried to play the ball on the up, just managed to get the elevation. Mid-off fielder was certainly interested. I think she's taken a couple of runs. Yes. So runs are not hard to come by. And I'm afraid Titans do not have enough runs in the bank. Good piece of fielding there. Good looking shot, but straight to the fielder. It's a packed out offside field. There's a backward point, and cover. All those three fielders are very, very tight, so getting the placement right can be very challenging. This time in the air, lofts it over extra cover, and that will be a boundary. First boundary for Blows as well. We've seen two boundaries in this run chase, and they're now trying to cut loose here. Let's have a look at the shot. Dormel didn't do anything wrong, just tosses it up, just gives her a little bit of room, and Blows just frees her arms and lofts it in the air, but over the infield as well. Good looking shot. She moves on to 10. She's into double figures now. 22 on the board. 29 more to get. Low full toss this time. Whipped away, but straight to the fielder. Blows will be disappointed that she could not capitalize on it. It was a freebie ball, an absolute buffet ball, as you say. It was a buffet ball which could have been dispatched to the boundary, but it only results in a single. Still, Blows will not mind that. Pacific Rays will not mind that as long as they don't lose a wicket. They're almost halfway through the run chase. They've knocked off almost 50% of the runs. They're in the third over. So clearly, they are in the driver's seat. The Yellow Brigade is in the driver's seat. Full toss again, this time whipped away on the leg side. Deep square leg was in position exactly for a shot like that. And after that boundary, you can clearly see Dormel under some pressure. She's bowled two consecutive full tosses after that, after conceding that boundary. But luckily, she hasn't been punished after that four. Drops her length shot, punched off the back foot, but straight to the fielder. And that will be the end of the over as well. A big over this for Pacific Rays, and after three, Pacific Rays are 24 for none. So the captain trying out all her bowling options. Fujikawa, another spinner introduced into the attack, steps out and goes inside out ever so slightly, punches it down the ground towards long off. And I think singles will do it quite easily for Pacific Rays. And all the pressure has been released, really. Senaratha and Blows have batted quite positively. There's no pressure whatsoever, and they're almost halfway through the run chase now, and they've got around 7 overs left in this innings, 26 runs to get, and clearly the batting side is in a much better position to wrap this game up. Pacific Rays will be hoping to wrap up this game as quickly as possible. It's not really a question anymore about which team is going to win. It's a question about how quickly Pacific Rays complete the run chase. That was a bit of a loosener from Fujikawa. Blows advanced down the pitch, just could not muscle it away. The intention was right. The execution could have been a bit better, in my opinion. Now 25 needed. 26 on the board, 25 needed halfway through the fourth over. Tossed up, low full toss again, heaved away on the leg side. Has she found the gap? No, there's a cow corner in position, and she intercepts that. Titans will have to find a way to just restrict these runs, because with every run, Pacific Rays are getting closer and closer to the finishing line. You see, these are the runs they need to prevent. They'll have to find a way, they'll have to come up with a game plan to tighten the screws. They've not been able to tighten the screws. Bowling has been wavered. There have been lots of extras in the offing, and clearly they've been under a lot of pressure right from the onset of this match. Their batting couldn't quite come together, and their bowling is also not penetrative enough, in my opinion, especially when you're defending a low score of 51. And that brings us to the end of the over as well. 4 overs done, it's 29 for none. So Dyson into the attack for the first time. Starts off with a very loopy full toss and she gets the reward. First up. Would you believe it? That's a very unfortunate way of getting dismissed. Blows is out, run out at the bowler's end, and that low full toss turned out to be a blessing in disguise. That's that won't be counted as Dyson's wicket, but that's certainly a team wicket, a team breakthrough. They finally managed to get one at the halfway stage. 29 for 1. Dyson gets just a faint touch on it, and that is what was needed. Senaratna cannot believe what what has happened at the bowler's end. She cannot believe her eyes, but that's a type of dismissal you don't often see in modern day cricket. But when it happens, you really have to, you really can't do much. You really have to just accept it and move on. Now, that wicket, can it open the doors for Titans? Is there some life left in this match for the Titans? We'll have to wait and see. They've got a long way to go, and I'm afraid they don't have enough runs on the board. Just 22 runs needed, 22 more runs needed for victory. Another loopy delivery. This time, Senaratna keeps it along the ground, punches it too long off. 30 runs on the board. Michelle will be facing. She'll be on strike now. Michelle, the new batter. Clearly, the game has been given rather to them in a plate, and they've just got to ensure that there are not too many dot deliveries. Uses her feet, correction, and Michelle has heaved it down the ground and she's opened her account with a single. As long as the runs come by, Pacific Rays will not have much to worry about. They've got 5 overs to go after this one. And now that's a poor delivery. Has she got some bat on it? She has. Will it go all the way to the boundary? No, it does not. Oh, the fielder slips. But I think she's done well to save a couple of runs for her side. But Pacific Rays inching closer towards their desired target. 33 on the board, 18 more runs needed. They have to score at less than 4 runs per over to get there, which by all means is doable in T20 cricket. Now that's been hammered. She got that on the full. Where has that gone? Has it gone all the way? Have we seen the first maximum of the match? We don't know that yet, but it has certainly gone all the way to the boundary. Not a good delivery from Tyson, and Senaratna absolutely picked the bones out of that one. We'll wait for the updated score, but that was a serious hit. It's a boundary, and that is how the over has come to a close. It's 37 for 1 after 5. 14 more runs needed for victory. Nicely tossed up from Dormehel and watchfully defended by Michel. So no wickets for any Titans bowlers. Yes, a wicket fell in the form of a run out as a fortunate dismissal. But they've not been able to get their plan together. Their line has been quite erratic. We've seen some loose bowling from them, unfortunately. Now then, this is interesting. 3 consecutive dot balls. Now, will this build some pressure on Michelle? Will it make her do something different? It can possibly. That's what dot balls do. A series of dot balls, and all of a sudden, as a batter, you start feeling the heat. All that pressure starts building on you. Something has to give. Down the leg side, was there bat or pad involved? Think it might be pad first. Yes, a fair call from the on field umpire there. Leg by signaled. Clobbered high in the air. Is there an opportunity for the fielding side? Probably an opportunity in the stands, but that was hit with some power. A mighty blow from Senaratna, and I think she's going to finish off the game quickly. She has made up her mind. She wants to go home as early as possible. Just 7 runs needed for victory. Uses her feet and she dabs that one away through third man region. It will be cut off, but the damage has been done. Just 6 more runs needed in the last four overs. 6 overs completed. It's 45 for 1. So Senaratna, the pick of the batters, scoring at a very healthy rate, and should want to wrap up this game as quickly as possible. Possibly inside this over. 5 more runs needed. Michelle is on strike, and she has looked a touch fidgety. She has faced 6 balls, scored only 1 run, but she's got nothing to worry about now. They've got 9 wickets in hand, 5 more runs needed. Now that's a drag down. Very short delivery. She's managed to drive that one away into the gap between extra cover and cover, and they've come back for the second run as well. Just 3 more runs needed, and Michelle will be the one. Will she be the one to hit the winning runs for her side? She's got the opportunity, and what a feeling it will be for her if she hits those winning runs for her side. Down the ground, but not back past the bowler. Ogawa bowling her first over of the match. Could well be the last over as well. We'll have to wait and see. Dragged down this time, pulled away, but not into the gap. They're not there yet. Pacific Rays. They can smell victory, that's for sure, but they're not there yet. 3 more runs needed. 2 balls to go in this over. Slogs that one away in the air, and the fielder collects it on the bounce. A bit of a fumble. Now the strike is back to Senaratne. 2 more runs needed, and she'll be looking to finish it off in this over. Will be a big win if they get there in this over. Pulled away in the air once again. Has she found the gap? No, she hasn't. Fielder stops it. Scores are level, and Pacific Rays are 50 for 1 after 7. So Dyson continues. And all the Titans bowlers have been wicketless. That's a very loopy full toss, and that should be it. That should be the winning moment of the game. Pacific Rays are through, and they get over the line comfortably. Senaratna hits the winning runs, and let's have a look at the shot. Look at that. She's just absolutely thrown the kitchen sink at that one, pummels it away towards the boundary for a four, and that signals the end of the match. It's been a very disappointing outing for Titans, but there will be a lot of positive takeaways for them. The way Macheke batted early on in the first innings. Here's a look at the batting card. Clearly, Blows, Senaratna, and Mitchell, all of them have played their part. Blows was unfortunate that she was run out at the bowler's end, but Senaratna, the leading run scorer for Pacific Rays, stayed till the end to get her side over the line in a thumping fashion. 32 of 21 for her. Grace Mitchell stays unbeaten on 4. And that's the bowling card for you. I'm afraid not a healthy looking bowling card. 6 bowlers have been used, and all of them returning wicketless. Ogawa and Fujikawa were the most economical bowlers, and they were the silver lining for the Titans, but no wickets really. Only one wicket falling in the form of a run out. And that's the match summary for you. Titans crawling their way to 50. Macheke saving the day for Titans momentarily with the bat, scoring 30 of 24. A resilient knock from her. And you can clearly see Vivian Field was the standout performer with the ball, picking up 3 wickets, and the other 3 bowlers playing their part. And in response, Pacific Rays got to their target effortlessly with 9 wickets to spare. And that's the match result for you. Pacific Rays have won the game handsomely by a margin of 9 wickets. That's all we have for you from this game. Stay tuned for more action. We'll bring you a lot of action in the coming few minutes. So stick around with us.